Refurbishing the Bashlin 77BCS pole lariat. Begin by laying out the pole lariat and noting the position of each of the parts. Lay the new parts under the old ones on the lariat to see the correct location. It may be a good idea to take a picture of the lariat before beginning to disassemble the unit. These are the tools you will need. They include a hammer, screwdriver, cutting pliers, needle nose pliers, knife, and a heat gun. Begin by removing the heat shrink cover from the looped end. This could be done by cutting the material and pulling it off. It may be easier to use a pair of pliers to grab the material. Be careful not to damage the pull rope when cutting the heat shrink cover. Remove the loop end rivet by cutting the curl of the rivet with a pair of pliers. This can also be done using a drill. Then use the pliers to finish removing the rivet. Remove all the parts by sliding them off the end and lay them off to the side. Keep the friction adjuster separate from the rest of the parts that will be disposed. Before proceeding any further, carefully inspect the pull rope. Begin with the snap hook. Look for any cracks, bends, or electrical burns. Open and close the gate. There should be ample spring tension on both the locking latch and the gate. It should open easily, close, and seat fully with no stickiness in the action. Inspect the compression fittings, looking for cracks, electrical burns, and any indication the rope could be slipping through the fittings. After inspecting the snap hook and the compression fittings, carefully move down the pull rope. Look for cuts, burns, mechanical or chemical burns, or excessive wear as indicated by the exposed red core. Normal wear will be indicated by a grayish color to the rope. If you find any excessive wear or cuts, remove the complete unit from service. Carefully inspect the friction adjuster and carabiner. The friction adjuster must be clear of any debris. The cam must pivot freely, and the steel cable must connect the cam and the body of the unit. The cam, body, and carabiner must be free from cracks, bends, or electrical burns. The locking pin must be in place on the carabiner, and its gate must operate smoothly and close and lock completely. If this unit does not pass inspection, it must be removed from service. Now lay the rope out on a work table with the snap hook on the right. Slide the first handle onto the pull rope as shown with the open part of the hook up. Now place the spacer tab onto the rope, followed by the second handle. Before going any further, check to be sure the handles are correct by connecting the snap hook onto the pull rope and verifying the handles are mounted so the open part of the hook is as it would be when it is on the pole. If everything looks right, put the parking tab onto the line. Now pick up the adjuster and slide it onto the rope with the arrow pointing toward the snap hook. If it is correctly positioned, it should grab the line when the carabiner is moved away from the snap hook end of the pull rope. If it does not grab, the adjuster must be removed and turned in the opposite direction. For a second time, verify all the items on the pull rope are installed correctly. If it looks right, it's time to finish the end. Begin by sliding the heat shrink material onto the line. Move it down far enough so it won't interfere with the rivet installation. Fold the loop onto the line and place the two-piece Chicago-style rivet back into the holes. Finger tighten the rivet. Then, using the correct blade-style screwdriver, tighten the rivet. Cut the exposed threads off the rivet and mushroom or peen the end of the rivet over to keep it from loosening. Then slide the heat shrink material back over the loop. With a hot air gun or hair dryer, shrink the material down. If a hotter source, like a torch, is used, be very careful. The pole rope will begin to degrade at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Shrink the material covering the rivet and most of the loop. Inspect the unit one more time. If it looks okay, return it to service. If there are any questions, please call us. Thank you for using Bashlin products.